Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We are starting soon. Let's see here. Let me get the rundown in the right place. All right. Christian, are you there? Did you went to go do something? Yeah, you did. Okay. We'll wait for him to get back so he can record on his side, everybody.
More time for this gimmick.
Coming up with a gimmick. Lots of super chats about Bundle of Nerves, of course.
Great.
I was singing it to myself out in public today. Quietly, but still.
I do have a stuck in my head. It is a problem. Somebody's gonna have to do something.
Well. Now. Test. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Strange levels. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Oh, people can hear us?
They can hear us now, yeah. Hello, everybody.
All right. Hello, everybody. You already made me delete another ski. It's fucked up.
Gonna keep making
Yeah,
deletes.
chat. Yeah. Yeah, never mind. I know what I'm doing. Yes. I did have to make Christian delete a skeet that, out of context, could make me look like a sympathizer of a certain bad group.
Talking about gamers. I already deleted a skit today because it wasn't funny enough.
Oh, that's just normal. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I wasn't ashamed. I was embarrassed that nobody
Of course, yeah.
laugh at it.
The true shame.
Hey guys, I just got here. Why is Mike staring at his crotch and rubbing?
Oh no, I'm writing.
He's wow.
Oh, okay.
He's,
I'm working
he's
on
writing
something.
on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, give me one last second here.
You think he looks down at his penis when he like roasted? That's
Yeah, I gotta
Where
make
else
sure
would he
everything's
look?
okay.
He has to make sure it hasn't gone anywhere. You know?
Yeah.
I close my eyes, go back to the folder in my head.
Get up and pack the bags and pack its balls and walk away. That'd be a problem.
See that SSD on my brain.
Okay, I think I am good now.
It's a good show, everybody. It's a good show.
Mute this thread. Mute this tab. Okay. Mike, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep writing things until you introduce me.
Okay, sounds good. Wait.
This is gonna work.
Turn on my right camera. There we go. Turn off this music. And
Inspirational music.
let's
All
do
right.
it. In 5, 4, 3. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game Best Decides podcast, the podcast where we decide everything in the world of games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is
Mike Minotti.
And in today's episode, Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. That happened. High Guard is out, and everybody loves it. We're going to decide out of a hat. Don't worry, we'll explain what that means. Also, I once again forgot to turn down the volume during my intro. I need to just find the right file. This is on nobody but me at this point, and past me is a real bastard, I'm discovering. All right, Mike, how you doing?
Yeah, I do good. It's been a busy day. Nothing wrong with that. After this, I have to email 200 sectory codes, so see how long that takes. Might be a busy night as well. That's okay. Actually, gosh, I feel like I'm behind on store emails also, so I gotta do some QA stuff over there as well. That's all right. Then tomorrow will be a fun day. I'm taking over Game S Mornings.
He's hosting Game S Mornings to everybody, so we can keep it going, even though I'm leaving. I'm going to Minneapolis, and so I still got to pack my bag. So we're gonna make it kind of a quick show tonight. Although every time we say that, it never happens. But once I get through that, I'm gonna go pack up my stuff. But yeah, you're doing Game S Mornings tomorrow.
Yeah, so I think, and then Jen, I think we're gonna play Deadlock, maybe some Overwatch 2. I might install both to be prepared. But yeah, super excited to watch the you and the Min-Max folks, Dan, raising money for charity out there and for support and all that stuff. I know that Min-Max did pick a charity, so it looks like it was vetted very well. So yeah, that'll be a good time.
That's right. You'll have to do the Bomb 12. I will get that set up for you tonight, actually.
Okay.
And then I'll send you the link so that you can just have it open. It'll all be updated. And all you got to do is just read it down. Jan will fade over to it and everything. Jan produces the show now. It's a lot easier when that's the case. All right. So yeah, like I said, quicker show. Let's get into it. Give us a good rating wherever you are listening. Hit that like button on YouTube, please. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, like a lot of people already have, you can do so by dropping a super chat during the show. We'll get to all of those before the end of the program. You can do that here on YouTube. Thanks to Carlos Sain, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube for the use of our theme songs. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods. Thanks to Christian for producing. And you can get more from Mike and me and support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our Discord server, participation in Q&A sessions, and our game club discussions, early access to new episodes of shows like Columbros, which we just recorded a new episode of, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. Patreon.com/GameS. If you get a yearly sub, you get a discount, so go for it. All right, yeah, with that out of the way, Mike, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and get into the headlines. Sound good?
Okay.
All right, we're going to come right back up, fade into black. Back on us in 5, 4, 3. All right, we are back at it. Big topics of the week. Let's go. Let's just hit them real quick. Tomodachi Life, that Nintendo Direct happened earlier today. Real quick, what do you think about the game?
I mean, yeah, it looks fun. It does. I like the silly vibe it goes for. It'll be interesting to just throw people in there, see what happens. There's certainly, I'm a little bit curious about the customization of it. Like, they definitely showed with your island, it seems like you can do a lot with things like your room, maybe less though. But you could design your own clothes and in other things like that. So yeah, I'm still not exactly sure how I'm going to feel when I actually play it. I can see myself really getting into it or bouncing off it pretty easy, but I'm glad it exists.
Well, okay, with this game here, now we have a date for it. It's April 17th. I agree. I think the game looks like a lot of fun. I'm a fan of these games. I played the previous one that released. There was one before that on the DS, didn't come out in the West. I played the previous one quite a bit. Played it again recently with the kids, and it was like, oh yeah, I cannot wait for that Switch game to come out. It's looking really solid and like it's sort of amplifying the dream of the game, which is you want to just be able to have your characters interact and kind of exist in a world. And there was some of that in the 3DS version, but it was mostly like you're going to send one character over to another person's apartment, like their actual room where they lived. And that's where all the interactions happened. This seems like there is an actual city for them to interact in. And that is a big improvement. I think it will create even more opportunities for wacky Tomodachi Life stuff to happen. But April 17th, I think that's the date. That is now giving us a pretty good idea of what to expect from Nintendo through the first half of the year. And Mike, I have a schedule here. Actually, we did a short on Giant Bomb today for the Game S Minute for this, but I have the whole thing. So we got Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch 2 Edition on the 15th. On February 12th, coming up pretty soon, we get Mario Tennis Fever. Then March 5th is Pokemon Pokopia. March 26th is Super Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2 Edition. Excuse me, April 16th. I said 17th. April 16th is Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is scheduled for spring. And then Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave, Rhythm Heaven Groove, and the Duskbloods are all 2026. And then Splatoon Raiders is a game they say is coming, but they have not even attached a year to it so far. Also, yes,
Right.
also Virtual Boy is happening. There you
Sure,
go. People,
sure.
people want me to acknowledge that.
Yeah. Huh. It's weird because it's like it's a lot of games. Maybe that practically fills out the year. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's enough heavy hitters in there yet, right?
Yeah, right. So I think we're assuming like Fire Emblem, Rhythm Heaven, Groove, and the Duskbloods kind of do start to fall on the other side of the first half of the year versus the second half. A lot of those will probably be second half. Duskbloods and Fire Emblem in particular. That still leaves quite a few major slots in the calendar for them to drop a heavy hitter or two. Now, the rumors going around since earlier this evening is like from people like Andre at Game Explain and Nate the Hate that next week there will be a Nintendo Direct, and it's probably going to be a partner showcase. So we might get that big Direct, and it might not have any first-party games in it. It's starting to, like, looking at the schedule like this, that starts to make some sense to me. It probably is like they're going to wait till the summer to talk about the second half of the year.
I guess I still feel like maybe there is nothing huge this first half of the year, and I think there's going to be good games in here for sure. I don't think it's going to quiet the Nintendo has kind of been slipping as of late crowd, right? People who are maybe waiting for, I still think Donkey Kong is a top tier game, but more than that, I suppose I think maybe it's a little rough, but I do understand it. Still, there's a lot of stuff that can happen at a partner direct, specifically Duskbloods. Right, that's a very big one. We did finally understand what that game is more. Hopefully, see Elden Ring as well. And there's all these Resident Evils coming out, and hopefully more ports, maybe even some other new games.
Yep, I think the general sort of tone there though of this looks okay, but it's not going to quell any of the concerns some people have. People still feeling pretty burned, maybe not burned, but feeling kind of heated, spending north of $400 or $500 on this device and a game or two, and now they want to start feeling like that was a worthy investment. And for that to be the case, the comparison's going to be to the Switch One, where people got Zelda and Mario in that first year, and they were both kind of mind-blowingly good video games. And that comparison's going to be tough for Nintendo to live up to. And it's like, even if it can't do that, it might be tough for them to even just have a Mario or a Zelda. So, yeah, it's going to be tough for them to deal with that. But I'm pretty happy with a lot of these games. I will care deeply about Fire Emblem and Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life. Even I, as the fanboy for Nintendo that I can be, kind of eyeing like, okay, where is that Mario game? Where is that Zelda game?
Yeah, I mean, look, I easily believe this is going to be a partner direct. I don't believe there's not going to be another proper direct until summer. I don't know. That seems like a lot. There could still easily be one February or March, even April. But summer, I think that's a long while to expect people to wait.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. We're moving on to the next story. Do you think that this episode of Game Mess Decides is the last time that you and I talk about High Guard?
I mean, there might be a story where they shut it down someday. Maybe not, though. It seems like it might be doing okay enough. I don't know. I bet it might come again. I think I'm going to be playing it again. I'll say that. Let's see. Where are those concurrent players at right now? I mean, okay, so it has dipped down under 10,000 now, 9,987. I mean, they could actually keep that.
If it could stay at 10,000, that's a viable game. Yes, correct.
Yes, that's a viable game, right? It just, you could say it's, by virtue of being a free-to-play game, of course, but it's already not a Concord. More people have already played this than ever played Concord, so that's something. There are, people out there who like this game very much and seem to be into it, so there's that. So yeah, I'm not like writing this game off, but my personal interest in it is not very high. It definitely kind of seems like it's almost more interesting to talk about the way people are reacting to High Guard than High Guard itself as a video game.
Yeah, to recap, this was the last game at the Game Awards. It went completely silent. Turns out that was part of their strategy. They showed up at the Game Awards because Keighley invited them, and they never really wanted that in the first place. They wanted to do the Apex Legends thing, announce the game, have some people out for previews, release the game the day the previews dropped, and they still stuck to that otherwise, but now it had all of this hot baggage of being attached to the Game Awards. And so now people, including us, we're like, we got to be ready to have an opinion on this thing. And a lot of people are like, the easiest opinion to have for this thing, and I'm not saying it's not the right one, is this is not worthy of that last slot in the Game Awards, and I will be judging it on those metrics. And so, okay. Yeah, it was that game, so I don't begrudge anyone for sort of coming at it from that perspective. I can't help like being in this industry long enough, being like, oh, there's real people working on these things and real talented people, and I can't help but feel bad that I feel bad when I enjoy a game and I beat it in like a weekend and never touch it again after knowing people spent 7 years making it. So I feel guilty all the time. That's not really a very great, good feeling to bring these conversations. What does that accomplish?
I mean, except for like, I guess some of like the very loud meanness. I don't know if the game's fortunes would have changed any differently if this, if it did just shadow drop or if it, was at the Game Awards. I mean, that made a lot of people aware of it. Right. And I don't believe in the whole there's no bad press. There could be bad press for sure. But who knows if this game maybe ever had a chance. I mean, it might still have a chance right now. It's so hard to tell.
Yep, it's hard to tell. I think that they will I hope what they do now is respond pretty quickly to some of the fair criticisms, or they get better at explaining why the criticisms are wrong. Like right now, I feel like when you go into the loot gathering stage, that it's kind of weird that the world is so empty that you don't really encounter the enemy ever in that stage. So you don't encounter, like the ads or the mobs or the creeps or anything like that because the game doesn't have them. Why is that better? Is it because I get to explore and sort of like get to know the map and can come up with a strategy? If that's the case, I feel like they need to emphasize that more because it was not coming through in those first handful of matches that we played. All right, let's see. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate seems like it's doing pretty well on Xbox and Switch, like noticeably well. Apparently, it's sold out of the Switch 2 physical version, sold out at retail. People think that might be partly due to the fact that it comes with a Final Fantasy VII crossover Magic the Gathering booster pack.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm sure that does help.
Hey, whatever helps.
Exactly. But this game feels like, oh, no, now this is totally set up for a Final Fantasy Remake Part 3 that comes out on all these devices, and that one is going to get the benefits of years and years of people playing these games and now being available everywhere. Feels like they fixed the Final Fantasy VII Remake problem of why is this not one of the biggest games in the world? Now it's kind of turning into that.
Right, it's always like, oh, that game sold 5 million copies. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. That seems like for, as big a deal Final Fantasy VII is, as much as people screamed about winning a remake for so long, and then it came out and everybody was like, it's really good, that maybe it should have done more than that. Coming out to more platforms, that helps. The fact that Switch 2 version is reviewing very well helps. And also the fact that games don't really look any better than when this game first came out, right? It's not like it's like they put some old game on the Switch 2. Nah, you play that now and that it's going to look like any other video game you can hope is going to look like anymore. Now, are they still tied to a limited time exclusive deal with PlayStation for Part 3?
I think my understanding, which is like maybe an assumption, I should say that. It could be, I'm just assuming here. It seemed like the strategy was being re-upped each time, and I think that Square Enix might have had the ability to sort of break the deal for the third game if both sides didn't agree. And so I think the plan is, and I'm pretty sure they've said this, that it's going to be everywhere at launch, or at least they've intimated that they're trying to do that.
I mean, they've said before that they want to do less timed exclusives.
Okay.
Right. Oh, yeah. Sean says that Part 3 is going to be on everything. Confirmed. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
that sounds right.
Potentially everything. We still don't know. There's like a Switch 3 version or Switch 2 version at launch. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah, PC. Xbox. That'd be nice for PC.
They specifically talked about Switch 2 is what they actually talked about, and we're assuming that means everything.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So there we go. And that feels like the game is now fully set up to take advantage of all this, and I expect that game to do really well now.
Yeah, they've said like, hey, we're still going to stick with Unreal Engine 4 for the next game, which I think is a relief to everybody. Actually, that they're not going to try to migrate over to Unreal Engine 5. I think they recently said that they have picked whatever the R subtitle is this time, right? We had remake, rebirth,
refried.
Refried. Yeah, re-released, retake, So there, they picked whatever that thing is. So Disney's coming along. I don't know if we'll see it revealed this year. Maybe by the end of the year we will. I am, of course, very excited for it.
Christian, maybe help me. Maybe Sean, or maybe Sean.
I did this.
You did this. Okay. Final Fantasy VII 2013 edition being replaced on Steam. What are they replacing it with? What's happening here?
Well, we don't really know yet, but they've just have said, hey, a new version of the original Final Fantasy VII is coming to Steam, not that 2013 PC version. So, the current version owners will keep access to the old version and can get the new version at no extra cost, but it will be delisted, so you will not be able to buy that 2013 edition soon. We don't know what this means. We don't know what's going to be different about this new version. It could just be some small things. Apparently, like the console versions of like classic Final Fantasy VII have a couple things that the PC one doesn't. It might just be that. Or maybe, these remasters have always been a bit weird because you have the super up-res character models, but then the super blurry backgrounds. So maybe there's more of a fix on that thing.
I do have a little bit of insight on this one. Because I did play the PC version of 7 recently, and that version is very like jank in a lot of ways because it was the first one of these. And then starting with the PS4 version, that's the one that got ported to everywhere else.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure. We're just assuming that they're basically the version that went out everywhere else. They are now porting back to PC.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of concern because this will... when they said that saves will not transfer between the two versions, we're assuming that means that they're breaking mod support as well, whether intentionally or unintentionally. It seems like they're kind of just trying to sell people. They're both trying to update the game to this new version, but also sell it to you again in the process.
Cool.
Right. Well, they said you're going to keep, if you have the old version, you will get this one for free.
It is a free update?
Yeah, it's a free update.
Free update.
Okay,
but I still think this will sell more copies and sell it to people who own it on other devices. You got it on the Switch.
Yeah.
Now you just got a Steam Deck recently. Yeah, people will buy it again.
Yeah, so I'm just curious to see what exactly, because I bet it's nothing more than just, this is like the PS4 version now. But I kind of hope for a little bit more, because at least personally, I hate the way that they look. It's just a little too jarring, the super blurry backgrounds, and I don't want to see smoothed PS1 model Cloud. I want him to be as chunky as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'll look at him through a CRT filter these days, and I'll look at it especially on a CRT. But short of that, don't try to smooth it out with a crappy filter. That's gross. Okay, hey, Mike, here, let me ask you something. Cyberpunk penis, Dispatch no penis. What the heck?
Yeah. Doesn't seem fair to me.
It doesn't seem fair. On the Switch 2, Dispatch is censored, and there is no option to turn off that censor. You might have seen me play it. I played with it censored because I was streaming it, and I did not want to ruin the business I own. So I hid the penises. You cannot unhide the penises on the Switch, unlike a game like Cyberpunk, where they're everywhere. That's on the Switch 2 as well. And you could see penises, you could see boobs, you could see dildos, just all over the place in that game. And people are like, "What the hell, Nintendo? Why are you treating Dispatch this way and Cyberpunk that way? And you have all these, hentai golf games on your eShop. What the hey is going on?" It seems like people have maybe found what is happening here, although we don't know for sure. Ad Hoc Studios, who made Dispatch, said that they worked with Nintendo on the sort of the ratings and making sure that they were in compliance with everything. And it seems like what happened is they did the lowest common denominator compliance, which is Japan's SERO ratings board. So they are complying with Japan's rating system, not necessarily something at Nintendo. And the only thing that Nintendo's kind of throwing in the way here is you have to have your one eShop listing has to be approved by all of these ratings boards. So the one we're getting in North America has to also be approved by, the Japanese SERO board. Now, why was it different for Cyberpunk? Because Cyberpunk is, I guess, apparently censored in Japan. That's a bigger studio who could afford to make different eShop listings for each of these regions, which apparently costs time and money, something Ad Hoc would be a little bit less capable of doing. So I kind of wish Nintendo would step up and make it easier for a developer like this to solve this problem, right?
Especially a high-profile one like Dispatch, one of the most talked-about games from last year. This thing coming to Switch 2 should be a big deal. They should want to help a studio like this. I'm not normally gonna say this too often, but this is a game where I think the nipples and penises are kind of a part of the flavor of this one.
Yep.
I think you got to have them there. I think it doesn't really quite work as well without it. It's just kind of the game it is. So I don't know. I don't know why people would want to play this version unless they're they have to play it on. Yeah, they have to play
People are
Switch.
getting
I think a lot of
refunds
people
and
are gonna
stuff
be
like
upset.
that. Yeah, and it does impact things. Like people pointed out there was a scene where like Blue Bomber's like nipples kind of poking out of her dress.
Blazer.
Blue Blazer, thank you. And she's like, "Hey, what do you think of my dress?" And they're kind of covering this whole thing, and you can't you don't know what they're talking about if you're playing the censored version necessarily. And it's okay. At the very least, Nintendo's at a point where they should not be caring about this anymore. They have so much crazy stuff on their eShop.
Right.
This should not be on the other side of the line for sure.
Right. It's bizarre. And I don't really quite understand like the cultural stuff with Japan, where like the censorship laws are so strict about that stuff. I'm used to the Europeans yelling at us for being so strict about it. So I guess it's nice the other video game places even worse.
Right. Yeah. It's a hodgepodge.
It's not that they can't show it over there. They're trying to avoid that the higher rating.
Right.
Isn't
The
it?
dreaded. Right. What is this?
Yes.
Is 0Z or something?
0C or 0T or something. It's a letter, but it's like
It's Z.
people in chat.
Z.
Yeah, see, people in chat say, "Oh, but there's like a lot of hentai with like butthole and shit." Yeah, but those games are like rated the correct way.
Those games are lying to you actually about
Yeah.
the amount of adult material that's actually in them. They're
That's usually
scams.
the case. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, they're trying to avoid that type being bundled up in that type of rating.
Last thing here, Mike, it's real. Disney Afternoon Collection coming to Switch, February 26th. They've confirmed the date. Yes, Atari is doing it, and they're adding Goof Troop and Bonkers.
Yay! Yes, I'm so excited. I think when this, got rated somewhere as coming, I was like, man, I hope they like add more games to it, like Goof Troop for SNES, which is a Capcom-made kind of co-op Zelda style thing. So I've always wanted to play that. Bonkers, I didn't even know Capcom made the Bonkers game. I always assumed it was made by Konami because it basically has the Buster Bust Loose mechanic
Sure.
in it, but nope, apparently that's a Capcom game, so curious to try that one out as well. But just super happy to finally have this collection that came out in like 2018.
2017.
Oh my gosh, finally have it on Switch so I can finally play NES DuckTales, Chip and Dale whenever I want, and I plan to be doing a lot of that. I hope that they update like the PC versions and the other versions with these two new games at some point.
Yeah, and I say we should just commit to playing Goof Troop here in the next month or two.
Yeah, I bet it's not a super long playthrough.
I bet it's not.
It'll be a fun time. It'll be a fun time. And I guess, I'm not sure there's going to be like online, like multiplayer,
Right,
but,
but,
come over sometime.
Yes, come over. We can figure it out. There's going to be a bunch of different ways. We could parsec it if we need to. We could use Steam Remote Play together and kind of, I guess this is not going to be on the Steam version, actually. That's one thing here. These two games exclusive to the Switch 2 version, or Switch and Switch 2 version.
Yeah, and I do hope that they fix that at some point. But yes, Shinji Mikami's Goof Troop, actually.
Yes.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
One of
He
his
was
early
a
games.
designer on that game, which is incredible to me.
All right, that does it for all the headlines I wanted to discuss. I'm sure there's plenty of things that our audience wants to discuss, though, and they can get us to do that by sending in super chats. We'll get to those right after this break. Okay. Are we good to get back into it?
Get them super chats, Mike.
Yeah, we are ready.
All right, I'm going to bring
All
up
right.
super
Bring it
chats
back.
myself. All right. Fit in the black, coming back in.
All right.
5, 4, 3. All right, we're back. It's Decides. Jeff Grubb, Mike Minotti. Mike, let's do those super chats.
Yes, of course. From Simon from Saskatchewan says, Mike, you looked tense yesterday. You were a bundle of nerves. You don't always need a hero biscuit. Pay attention to the red robits, you, Melvin. Yeah, I don't know if you got these other references. I was playing some other 3D games on my stream, including the first Need for Speed. And like for that game, they hired one actor to just say a lot of things into a camera with very high energy. And like if you win a race, he'll like be very high energy about how great you are. If you lose, he will insult you very dramatically.
Oh, that rules.
One time I won. He's like, all right, yeah, you won. What do you want? A hero biscuit? Get your sticky butt back to the seat and go even faster. And we were just all like, what the hell is a hero biscuit? And apparently that is a term of some kind. I don't know. But yeah, boy, I do think about the 3DO a lot.
I don't blame
something
you.
incredible about it. Yeah.
What is it with FMV games and like thinking it's going to be so immersive if we have this actor look you dead in the eye and insult you? It's like so many of them have Dick's last resort energy. It's like they just want to be mean to you.
It's just a combination of this is what we got. We happen to get this technology in the mid-90s.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's it. And that is the way it was, man. 90s dude.
What's the fake magazine ad? Like, are you fucking stupid?
For Yoshi's Island,
Yeah.
right? Are you fucking stupid? That's just how it was. We guess we all thought, well, what? Yeah, so everything's Dick's last resort. Which I don't even know if people get that reference anymore.
Yeah, that was
Holy crap.
I was narrowcasting to just you. So that's how it goes sometimes on this show.
God, the whole thing. Then Simon says, Mike, you're a good sport. Maybe payback for them is to give them a co-op game for their lack of research. Who Shot Johnny Rock? Or is that too mean? I like Who Shot Johnny Rock. That's just a hard game. That is a light gun game that is on it's like a laser dick light gun game that is on 3DO that's like Private Eye themed.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's hard because it's an old arcade game.
I
want to be clear, Jeff, that I blame you a bit, but not nearly as much as I blame Dan.
I definitely abdicated my responsibility of checking him here, but he had been planning for you to play Virtuoso for so long that when it was like, okay, it is time for Lightning Round, we're doing Virtuoso. I'm like, yeah, Dan, this is I'm looking at this looks great. And I've just assumed he did all of the research and just definitely knew it was the right length. His idea of what a Lightning Round game is just insane. But have you seen the latest reporting from the streets from our community on the Reddit about how long this game might be?
Yeah, apparently it's not hard to find how long this game might be, by the way.
Yeah, it's just in a lot of game
just
packs
another
and stuff. And...
Yeah, another strike against Dan. Yeah, it's going to be like 12 to 20 hours, it sounds like.
12 to 20. Look, I feel bad. It's definitely mostly Dan's fault. We should both be punished, for sure. I think he's just got to play a real rotten stinker. I think it's time that he just plays something truly miserable.
It is, and we have the Lightning Round game picked out. Now, there's a little irony here. I didn't exactly super vet that either. Who knows? Maybe Fortune will smile upon us once again. But yeah, his next actual Blight game. We're gonna have to really consider it.
All right, sounds good.
All right, next up here is from Taco Belmont. I can't get bundle nerves out of my head. Help. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem. There is a hook there. There is something there.
It's bundle of nerves. Just
he says nerves.
Yes, exactly. I don't know. I keep singing it. I try not to sing it around my family so they don't think there's something wrong with me, which there is.
Lex Luddy says, which Blight Club pro tag would win in a brawl? I mean, it's got to be Superman, right?
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Who's stronger than Superman somewhere? We don't have a Goku game yet.
Yeah. What if they were all the same strength, but they had to rely on their wiles?
their intellect.
Their intellect, yeah.
Yeah, maybe the guy from Overblood then.
Yeah, I guess.
Puzzles.
He was a scientist, sure.
Yeah, something like that. Zombie Porn says Mike needs to pull the ripcord on Dan and make Grubb play some reboot PS1 as Blight game, though we all know Mike will help out in their games. If we had not already picked his Lightning Round game before I knew what he had done to me, I think I would have pulled that ripcord game because he was like, well, the long play was 2 hours long. Well, the long play for my ripcord game is 30 minutes long. And I guarantee you it will take him much more than that to beat it if he could.
Do you want to do that? We have plenty of time before it's going to be his turn. We could send him a different costume.
Maybe we just send him a different costume.
Like it's your call, and I fully support this.
I want to actually play it and see.
Okay,
see
all right, good plan.
On.
Yeah, do some real research. Sure.
Yeah. Because you agree that it would. I think it would destroy him.
I mean, if it works the way that you explained it, and it's as bad as that, it should destroy him. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll take a look. Next up here is from Gwyn the Hunter. I was going to ask Christian what his 5 favorite soundboard clips are and to play them for us, but I'm a bundle of nerves, so I cannot. That's too bad. It might have been fun.
That stinks. Sorry, dude.
Well, he does like that farting dog quite a lot. Yeah. Chords going to slots maybe is up there. I know that's Jeff's favorite.
That's number one for me. Yep.
Pokey says
tomorrow I'm doing 9/11.
yes, he loves that one. He loves this 9/11 one. Pokey says justice for Mike. Dan deserves a full serve of the worst blight you can conjure up. Yeah, probably. I mean, it is. The problem is like it's rough for me to watch him play his games too. I hated watching him play Darkest of Dance and him just not doing what the game would say and just getting lost like a damn fool, Jeff.
I know. Yeah. I will say there's one thing we could do to kind of like hurt him a little bit. Like we could give you Devil's Third because he really wants that game. He's like, it's rare and expensive, so I should have it. So if we just give it to you instead, you'll own it, and that would hurt him.
Funny. Yeah. Just actually, that's okay. Give me Devil's Third now.
Okay. Yeah. Deal. All right, that's my punishment.
There we go. That'll hurt him.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
Okay,
I'll do it on the show. No. Yeah.
There we go. Actually, okay, I feel better now. Or say, why don't you tell Dan if I can beat Virtuoso, I get Devil's Third.
Okay, great.
Make a challenge if you want. I'll beat it.
Yeah, of course.
I'll beat your shit.
Yeah, you got this.
Large Mario did 10 gifted subs or memberships on YouTube. Thank you so much, Large Mario. Really appreciate that.
Thank you, Large Mario.
Yeah, I like your name. Nintendo says, I don't remember for certain, but didn't Jeff also get a game that was too long during a lightning round at one point? Yes.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, it has. There's precedent. This has happened before. And like, it can happen, of course. Now, this seems especially egregious, though. It seems like there was not any thought put into it. Now, I'm not saying that maybe the Blues Brothers situation was much better. But maybe we all need to learn a lesson here as well.
Yeah, I think we need to like have a few more rules around picking up lightning round game. But again, like yes, that did happen to me with Blues Brothers, and then I've said Mike made sure that they went pretty easy on me going forward. So it's like that will definitely be happening with Mike after this for some like turns, and then also it's because this one does feel a little bit more egregious. I do think Mike can decide some punishments if he wants. So yeah.
We'll figure some things out. Maybe this will be our last lightning round for a while too.
Yeah, probably.
I
mean, the whole idea of it was like, this is why Dan's like 4 hours. It's like, no, that's insane. The whole idea, because if someone gets a 4-hour game, no one's going to pick for someone else the 30 to 45 minute Super Nintendo shitter, and it's like we need a reason to pick those. So yeah.
Next up is Hail Me says, who do you personally ship Hugh Morris with? I mean, the person that he ended up with was weird because they seemed to not have anything in common when they first met, right? Because she was like, "Oh, do you like demo derbies?" And he said no.
Yeah, monster trucks. Yeah,
monster trucks. Yeah, and he said no. So I don't know how that relationship developed. Maybe Hugh should be with the teddy bear instead. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. I ship Hugh with anyone but the lady that was like really sad when people wouldn't date her. I want her to keep being sad. That's funny. And then I ship the WWE Hugh Morris with a prison cell. So there we go.
Okay, there you go. Large Mario says, enjoy the mini soda. Thank you, Large Mario. I will. Appreciate it. Mama Murphy says, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed that you haven't checked out No Rest for the Wicked's 4-player co-op update. Game is really fun. Yeah, I bet it is. I'm not going to lie. That guy he's so prickly, that guy. And I feel like I haven't heard much from him lately, which either means I'm doing a really good job of staying away from Twitter. Maybe he's calmed down, but he has had just some of the worst stupid opinions I've heard. Right,
makes it easy to skip games like this. It makes it easy to skip.
Yeah. And I kind of came to terms to. I never really came to terms with Ori. Like those games were like some of my favorite, and even then he's like kind of hurt those for me a bit. But just being an absolute kind of insufferable dolt on the internet. I
feel the same way. Yep.
All right, you're probably one of these, don't tread on me weirdos, and even though I don't think he's American, but he somehow these globs onto these politics anyways and these other things, and then once we're actually being incredibly tread on, doesn't care, things like that. So
exactly
right. So I don't know. When I played it the first time, the first time when early access, I did feel very moved by it. I don't know. I'm sure it seems like it's selling well, so we're not going to impede their success or anything.
One of those games, 4-player co-op. That sounds like a good time. Maybe one day we do still check it out. It's just like not coming up, and none of us are pushing for it because most of us feel the way Mike does.
Next up here is from. Also, if you didn't know that, and now I ruined the game for you, Mom Murphy, I'm sorry. Daily Beating says, I have played a few Resident Evil games, but never Resident Evil 2. Started the remake ahead of Resident Evil 9 next month. And in case you have not heard, that is a good video game. Yeah, that might be one of the best video games. That Resident Evil 2 remake is incredible. That's like another one of those games are not really ever going to look much better than this for maybe the rest of my adult life at least, really. This thing looks amazing.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my god, there's so much magic in that Resident Evil 2 remake. They nailed every aspect of it. It's such an easy game to play and start and love. Yep, great game.
Yeah. I still want to play the original RE2, which I never really played much of, and is, I played the original Resident Evil 1 and love that, and most people think 2 is better, so I want to do that at some point as well. But yeah, RE2, good stuff. Weezeman says, shout out Min-Max love to all the dudes. Fuck ice. Thank you, Weezeman.
Yep, shouts out to Ben for putting this thing together and making sure we have a place to go and do it in person, so looking forward to it. Yep, shouts out to Min-Max.
J-Man says, rank all 7 Disney Afternoon Collection games. Well, I haven't actually played Goof Trooper Bonkers yet. Of the 5 that are there, at the bottom is the Tailspin, which is just like a whatever shmup. Nothing too exciting there. Then after that, they're all actually very good. Oh, there's 8. Wait, yeah, because there's Tailspin, which will be 6. Then there's Darkwing Duck and the 2 DuckTales and the 2 Rescue Rangers. So I say Tailspin at 6. At 5, oh god, and they're all really good at this point. At 5, Rescue Rangers at 4, Darkwing Duck at 3, DuckTales 2 at 2, Rescue Rangers 2 at 1, DuckTales 1, something like that. They're all very good towards the top there. DuckTales is the best one though for sure. Pluffum says Darren Aronofsky's AI show is so bad it's hilarious. Have you seen this shit?
A little bit, yeah. It's
his Revolutionary War AI show.
It is a bummer, but not just because he's using AI, but because it's like we are connoisseurs of bad movies and bad TV, and this is like not even fun bad. Like it's not this. Like I would take War of the Worlds 2025 10 billion times before this. Like I would watch it literally 10 billion times before I watched. Like this is painful to look at.
Yeah.
I cannot believe someone like this is doing something like that.
It's I also would say it's kind of like a disgrace. It is so shameful. I can't believe he's doing this shit. It's sad.
It's sad.
Also, yes, I watch bad movies every single week of the years, and I will not watch this shit. Like,
because the whole point of like watching a bad movie is, even the ones that are bad on purpose, but mostly the ones that are bad like by accident. Like people trying and missing there's so much life there. There's so much to like take away from that. And it's great to see the seams and seeing people trying to make things work or not quite understanding what they're doing. And it's fun to be like, oh, I know why this isn't working. This is what they're missing. They don't get it. And it's fun to have a conversation in your head with bad movies because other humans worked on the other side. This is an abomination. It is just gross.
Really freaking weird. I don't know what the point of this is. I don't know. It's bizarre that he is interested in this in any way whatsoever.
Yep.
Andrew Patton. Hi, Andrew says, excited for the stream tomorrow. Fuck ice. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Andrew. Absolutely. Fuck ice.
M. Zusa says, bundle of nerves. Matt Berman says, I am a bundle of nerves here in Minnesota. Come join us. All right. You heard him, Jeff.
On my way. Be right there.
Zori Matt and Presley says, I will play for Gumbo.
Okay. Was that a reference to something from one of your 3DO games?
Oh, that's a Jimmy Buffett thing.
Oh, okay.
That's right. That's a Jimmy Buffett thing. Yeah, there we go. I would play for some Gumbo. I could use some Gumbo. And then Chrono Rick says, hey, dogs, I understand in the Switch 1-gen, third-party games were iffy, but actually a lot more optimistic with the Part Direct since the Switch 2 ports are coming out. way better. They're generally coming out way better. There's still weird things. It's like weird the ones like Skyrim somehow wasn't working really well on Switch 2.
Crazy.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Right? Like what? But then, it's like, oh, Red Dead Redemption 1 is doing great on there, and Final Fantasy VII Remake is looking great. So it can't be done, almost certainly. So I'm generally going to err on the side of being optimistic for them. Yeah, I want to see more of them. I want some more Switch 2 updates. Like I kind of really want to just play Dark Souls 1 again on my Switch. But I don't want to play that game with the Switch 1 graphics. Give me a Switch 2 update of Dark Souls and put some other FromSoft games on there and some other goodies. Those Jedi games, right? Which actually bought on Steam just because they were so cheap, even though I have them on PlayStation. Yeah, like why those should be on there. They downported Jedi Survivor to PS4. We all assumed that was because they were going to do the Switch 2 version. So
I bet it still happens.
Announce that thing. Announce that thing.
And the good news for publishers is, unlike putting the game or having it on Steam for a long time, you could charge quite a bit more money on the Switch 2 because people would just be happy to have it on their Nintendo device. So it's like reintroducing it all over again, reaching a new audience and at a higher price. So I would hope that we would get quite a bit more. I think this Partner Direct will be a bellwether. Like, we will have a pretty good idea of how third parties are feeling about the Switch 2 coming out of this thing. If it's business as usual, it's like, okay, maybe we get a few more. Maybe EA continues to do Madden and actually has the real version of FIFA on the Switch 2, but not much more than that. But I'm hoping for quite a bit more. All right, Mike, any other super chats?
Looks like that's it for now. Thank you, everybody. If you want to still send a super chat in, we will read it before the end of the show. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, everybody, for those super chats. All right. Well, let's take one more break for now, and we'll be right back with Game Mess Decides Out of a Hat right after this. All right. How we doing?
We're doing good. I've got the hat.
All right. Do we need a document? Do we need a Google?
I'm just writing a thing down on our weekly document of which ones
I
have
still
already
don't know
been
how this
pulled.
works, so I'm just gonna.
Well, you'll see.
You'll figure it out.
Don't worry, I got it.
He's got it.
I got it.
I trust.
Yeah, sure.
All right, fade into black.
Yeah, I see how you do stuff. I don't think trust.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's do it.
All right, in 5, 4, 3. Everybody get down! He's got a hat.
Hi.
That's Mike Minotti with the Arby's hat, which is a deep enough hat for all kinds of things. He just shook it, and it made way more noise than I was expecting. What's going? Mike, explain it. What's happening here?
This is my new idea. I figured we got a new segment. We got to keep things interesting. This is Decide Out of a Hat. Inside this hat, I have written a bunch of things that can go inside of the sentence. What is the best blank of all time? Most of them video game related, but some are not. So I got started with a few here. We could pull out a few of these today. Let's try to have a decent conversation for each one here.
Sounds good.
And we can maybe ask our community, especially our patrons and whatnot, to maybe suggest some other things we can throw into the hat here to help us out.
The hat has permanence. Okay, I like this. That's a good idea.
Yes, I'm going to keep this hat and the things in it. We can add to it and, might get pretty full at some point here. But yeah, I got enough in here to start us off with for sure.
All right, let's see. All right, so Mike, reach into the hat so we may decide.
This is very exciting, everybody. This is the first
inaugural
ever Decide Out of a Hat. Let's see. It's, of course, from sticky notes, so sometimes they're sticky. What is the best Tony of all time?
Oh, okay. The best Tony. Jesus.
People named Tony. Who's the best Tony?
You didn't say that. They're like Tony's. There's Tony's Pizza.
If you wanted to do the award or a restaurant,
sure.
Because there's Tony Paco's in Toledo. I do like Tony Paco quite a lot.
I do too. I mean, we'll see if it hangs. Okay. I mean, Tony Hawk is like the meme answer to this, right? Like,
Tony Hawk is great. He's not. I don't think he's ever is he ever done anything problematic? Because that's impressive. He had to have stepped in it at least once somehow, right?
I mean, I bet within the confines of the skateboarding community, probably. But that's scene drama, not anything really problematic. I don't think so. I think he's just kind of been the dude for that long, which is, you're right, that's an impressive streak.
Are you a Soprano guy at all?
I am. I think it's before Andor. It was the best, and really the only great television show. I think TV's pretty mid in general. Not The Sopranos. Sopranos is perfect. Tony Soprano is up there, but I would have a hard time putting Tony above Tony Hawk.
Sure.
I have a hard time putting Tony above Tony.
How are you feeling about the Tony Awards these days?
I mean, look, the award seems good, but they'll give those to anybody. Cliff Bleszinski, I think, got one, so I don't know.
I just think about in the producers when the one guy they're trying to get to direct the musical or the thing, and they're like, I won't do it, and they're like, think of the Tony, and then the chorus Tony. So I always hear Tony. Are you a Tony Shalhoub guy at all?
I love Tony Shalhoub. You know I love Tony Shalhoub because I love Galaxy Quest. He's great in there.
He's great at that. Are you mad that they cut out a lot more of the he's stoned all the time references from the movie? You think it kind of plays funnier that way?
I think it plays funnier because it's a little subtle. Not very subtle, but a little subtle, and that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is, of course.
You got some more? I was going to say, should we just Tony Danza, his time's passed, right? We're not.
Tony Danza, Tony Bennett. Sean said Tony the Tiger. How are you feeling about Frosted Flakes these days? I have to say, this is a funny crossover. When Tony Hawk 3+4 came out, they sent me a box of Frosted Flakes because Tony Hawk was on it or something. And I was like, man, I haven't had Frosted Flakes in a long time.
I'm really curious to hear what you think of Frosted Flakes because I still like them.
I don't have that much sugar anymore, and once I had a bite, I just kind of just
okay. You really got to have you had to water down that sugar with the milk for sure.
No, I just grippers in there shoveling it down my gullet.
You can't raw dog Frosted Flakes, man. Not at your age. No way.
I know it was not. I did not feel great, but it was just I got a hit. I haven't had this much unfiltered sugar product in such a long time. It was pretty. I like Tony Tiger. He was voiced by the guy who sang "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch" and Grinning Ghosts and Disney. So yeah, Ravencroft or something. He's got a great name. So yeah, Tony Tiger's pretty good. I don't think he's gonna beat Tony Hawk.
Yeah, there's some other ones that we can probably dismiss pretty quickly. Tony Robbins, the guru guy, no way. Tony Stark. I like Tony Stark, but I'm down on him these days. Just in general, I don't.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite alter egos for a while, and the Robert Downey Jr. portrayal was great for sure. Tony Stark often sucks in the comics, and they've actually downplayed that a bit in the MCU, which is probably a better decision, honestly.
Tony Blair, one of the worst Tonys. Yeah, just a terrible Tony.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Anthony Bourdain, does that count as a Tony?
And it's a little. I never heard anyone say Tony Bourdain. He's always Anthony Bourdain, right? I don't know.
Right. Anthony, who's the guy that plays the serial killer and Manhunter and stuff like that? Christian. Anthony Hopkins. He goes by Tony every once in a while, but never he's never credited as Tony, so I never think of him as a Tony.
All right.
Yeah. Shout outs to Tony Anselmo, the current voice of Donald Duck.
Okay.
Do you like him?
That's a good Tony.
All right. I think Tony
Hawk. This is
not
gonna win. I need to say this because I'm gonna get shot in the street if I don't say it. This is not gonna win, but Tony Chopper from One Piece, probably number one.
Oh,
Just
don't know.
Put it out there. These people are not gonna like it, so there you go.
And then Tony Montana, but no. Yes, Mike.
No.
It's Tony Hawk. He literally might be I'm trying. Are there historical figures named Anthony? Right? There's.
Yeah.
I think
many. I don't think Tony showed up until the 70s.
I will say that Tony Hawk might be the greatest Tony who has ever lived.
All right.
I feel almost super confident saying that. That's crazy.
Well, I'm pretty amused that Tony was the first one. All right, Christian, are you comfortable now? Do you get it?
Not really, but it's okay.
He's never going to give it to you, Mike.
He's self-explanatory at this point. All right, I'm shaking up the hat.
Oh, we're going back in, everybody. Brace yourselves.
I got one.
Okay.
Got one.
All right.
Okay, what is
it? Oh my God.
The stupidest ones first somehow.
That's the fate of the hat. That's what happens.
All right. What is the greatest color of all time?
Here's the secret. I think he wrote down nothing but stupid ones.
No, I swear to God, there are video game ones in here. There's video game ones in here, yeah.
All right. Okay, so what is, Did you say what is the best
And the
color of all
Phantom Swatch
time?
out.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is your favorite color, asshole?
I know that's not the question. That's
Well, let's start there. Let's start there.
I don't want to because I get yelled at every time I say my favorite color.
Oh, because it's like gray.
Wow! You couldn't even say it without laughing. I'm very vulnerable about this. Wow!
Your favorite color is gray. You can't even spruce it up by saying silver or something.
No,
You
I don't
just
want
say
silver.
Gray.
Silver's too fancy. I'm from the streets.
Fucking gray. Okay, well, let's consider gray, but
Mike is crying.
As a kid, someone being mean to me about my favorite color would have been very hurtful, and it hasn't changed. So,
I used to be a green guy. I've been gravitating towards orange a bit lately. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where my heart's going. Actually, though, for the best color of all time, I love a good cyan.
I'll say like blue's got like the story behind it, right? Where it's like the research from that Radiolab episode where humans didn't have a word for blue, at least in many languages, for thousands of years, and that only happened recently because blue didn't really happen in nature. And people always go, "What about the sky? What about the water?" And then they go look at text, and it'd be like, they would describe the sea as green and gray and all these other colors, and almost never blue. At least in like the Odyssey, they never called the sea blue in the Odyssey and stuff like that. It's like, oh my God, that's so cool! Like this idea that this color that we eventually started to manufacture happened later, and I don't know, I like that quite a bit. I like a cyan as well. Orange though, Mike, I gotta say, like if an alien, like we gave an alien the ability to suddenly see color, they were colorblind, they only saw black and white, and then the next day they woke up and we did surgery to their eyes and now they could see color. I just feel like orange would blow their asses off.
They'd be so excited. You show them a Spice Orange GameCube and they're gonna be so happy. I
think it would just like I would blow their minds.
Do you like an orange that's kind of more on the yellow side or the red side?
I like an orange that's a little bit more on the red side.
I think so. Give me something a bit vibrant. And, a little bit like that, that's the iPhone, whatever, they're on color. And I do like this color. I like this orange. All right. I think cyan, put good run. Gray's nice, Jeff, but I think we're going to probably go with orange on this one.
Okay. Jeez, who could have seen this coming?
All right, maybe we do a couple more of these, Jeff?
Yeah, let's do 2 more.
2 more, okay. Gonna shake up the hat.
All right.
Okay. Let's see if there's any in here. Okay. I think I got one. Let's get a little sticky. All right. Oh, yep. Okay. It's too stuck. Okay, I picked one. This one's blank. I don't know how that happened.
Listen, the hat's not perfect, everybody.
Okay.
What?
Well, I picked another not gaming one. But look, we gotta be honest.
Yeah, no, we can't cheat the hat.
What is the greatest cable channel of all time?
Oh man, okay, I like this one.
Yeah. Of all time. MTV just shut down recently, which is still a little wild to me. Like that
MTV's
MTV was
done?
ethereal. It's done. There's just no MTV anymore, which is strange to me. Like, it never occurred to me that, I figured someday there won't be MTV anymore. I guess I didn't think it'd happen before I was 40.
Yeah.
So, I was never like a real world guy or anything like that.
There was a time where I loved MTV. MTV is not going to be it's not going to be my favorite. I don't think it's even the best. It's almost too cool. I immediately go to a couple, I really love the Sci-Fi Channel. I think that's that to me, that's the ideal, platonic ideal of a cable channel where it's a lot of old, just the content that they could throw up on the screen whenever, a handful of cool original shows, and then weird stuff like Mystery Science Theater 3000 they eventually took. But it's probably Nickelodeon. I gotta say,
Nickelodeon,
it's probably Nickelodeon.
So good. It's a combination of the original content cartoons. They were always very smart about what cartoons they just syndicated on there. For a while, there's here's a half-hour block of Looney Tunes right when you come home from school. And I was like, great.
Yep.
Fantastic. Give me that. All the game shows. I loved the game shows, right? And like I bet that to them that was almost filler content. Like this is easy to make and cheap.
Yeah.
That I love that stuff. Then you had Snick has special content there, right? It's in a sad state now, but we are saying of all time. I assume, anyways. None of my nephews and nieces care about Nickelodeon. I assume they do nothing but play reruns of SpongeBob SquarePants and Fairly Odd Parents there now, if that even. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Nickelodeon channel that is literally just 24 hours of SpongeBob nonstop. Like a whole Nickelodeon channel dedicated to that. Go ahead.
When we got like the first fancy cable, one of the networks was called Nickelodeon Gas Game and Sports.
Yeah,
and it was only it's just reruns of Nickelodeon game shows, and I did love that.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we can maybe consider Nickelodeon like as a universe. So like all the channels, we have to just pick one of the channels, right? What is the best cable channel? So I don't think we can like consider all those other ones. To that end, I think we could lump together Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, because that was one cable channel, and then also Toonami. That's the more I think about that one, I watched that channel like once we got Cartoon Network. I didn't have it for a very long time, and then I did get it. I watched Cartoon Network, and then as it was becoming Toonami and becoming Adult Swim, it's like I just kept watching that channel for years and years and years. It kind of grew up with me. That's a strong contender as well.
Yeah, and that thing kind of had like different strong phases, but especially when I was watching a lot, and it was Cartoon Fridays with Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Lab and Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
And you had Toonami with Dragon Ball Z. And then I remember when Adult Swim first aired, and it was kind of this big deal. And we had, Brack Show. Even before that, we had Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which was such a weird show for them to put on there. And I absolutely loved it. They didn't do things like, they'd have like, movies on Saturdays, and it would be a weird thing like that Flintstones movie from the 70s. And right. And they would like promote it and pump it up, and I would get excited for it. Cartoon Network was fantastic. I think it's a front runner. I love the Food Network. It's not exactly the same anymore. It's a little pathetic these days, but it's still it's such easy watching. It's so inoffensive, right? It's the Food Network.
I kind of feel very similar about ESPN, where it's like there was a time where Sports Center was culture. It just was everything. That was where language was coming from, and Stuart Scott was just like coining a new term every week. And it's definitely a shell of its former self. I still like it. I think a lot of the hosts on there are still really good, especially on Sports Center. But it's not what it once was. And in a lot of ways, it's kind of sad, especially like the daytime TV stuff they do, where it's like just people yelling at each other all day now. And most of them have never played a sport, and they have never even like covered it as a journalist. They're just guys who are good at yelling.
It's funny because like Around the Horn, PTI were huge. That was such an important blocking. In some ways, they almost kind of had every show tries to be that now, and a lot of them aren't very good at it. For sure.
Exactly. Yeah, PTI is still good though.
Yeah. That might have been an Argentinian invention, the whole like old people yelling at each other, because that's been in Argentina for like 50 years.
Turns out it's an affordable way to make a TV show.
Some other ones. I've never been a huge Discovery Channel guy, gotta be honest. I was never super into that.
Yeah, I definitely watched some of it. Discovery, is that where Mythbusters was? That
I think Mythbusters was on Discovery. Yeah.
So I definitely tuned in for that. I would watch Mythbusters marathons on Discovery, but I don't know.
I think History Channel's the one that became only Pawn Stars or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Right. Yeah. Or Ancient Aliens was on History Channel as well.
Oh yeah.
If Jan was here, I think he would be upset at us for not bringing up USA Network, because they have characters. Characters are welcome there, I believe. What they were you oh yeah, I'm not a Shark Week guy at all, so that's I think with Discovery also.
I like Shark Week, yeah.
Ever were you I did not really watch much of G4. I don't think we had it when it was a big thing, so that never meant too much to me.
No, I watched a lot of G4. Yeah, I was we had it, and it was at a time when getting video of video games was still like not ubiquitous. Like you would get a lot, but you wouldn't get everything, and there wasn't like live streams from IGN from the show floor of E3 yet, and if there was, they weren't great, and like it was hard to like get a consistent feed. And so G4 was like this great way to like kind of get this different perspective, and I really liked a lot of those shows. I thought Attack of the Show was great, and X-Play was okay in periods despite some obvious problems. I like G4. It does not hang here.
Cartoon Network, huh? I think that's
Man,
the
it's
answer.
Cartoon. It's
That's
Cartoon
good.
Network.
Yeah.
Once you start considering Toonami and Adult Swim, it's like, oh shit, they just actually kept reinventing
Also-
cable.
By the way, Cartoon Network, like Adult Swim, still cooks.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, they still do great shows out there.
Yeah. One of my coziest memories is just like it's late, it's Friday night, I'm in my jammies with my brothers, we're just watching Cartoon Fridays until it turns into Space Ghost and it gets weird and you know you're up too late and it feels great and you're eating your little snacks and soda. It's a good time. It's a good time. All right. One more, Jeff.
All right, let's do it. Yeah,
Shake it up real good this time.
There is a clip of me on Attack of the Show on this YouTube channel if you want to go track it down.
Look it up. Shout out to Smiling Friends, by the way. People in chat are saying, great show.
Saul the Moleman was an early live-action Adult Swim show. People should go back and watch. It's super weird. And then, of course, Tim and Eric and all that stuff. God, Tim, like honestly, that's where like modern day comedy was invented. Yeah, God, it's Cartoon Network.
Tim Sees the Mayor, whatever it was called.
Yeah, Tom Goes to the Mayor. Yep.
Tom Goes to the Mayor. Yep. Jeff, what is the greatest Final Fantasy of all time?
Oh man, Blue Dragon, for sure. For me, it's Final Fantasy VI. I enjoy that one the most, and I am not someone who's played close to all of the Final Fantasy games. So, Mike, what's the greatest Final Fantasy?
Yeah, six is a pretty easy one to say. It's so freaking good. It's like it's so it's the SNES at its full powers. It's incredible when you look at original Final Fantasy IV and then Final Fantasy VI. They're both SNES games, and just how much better looking 6 is. So that's pretty incredible. 7 is the most important. Yes. Almost certainly, right?
Without a doubt.
It's a huge cultural thing. And there's still a lot of ways it's still so freaking cool and good. That setting is so memorable, the characters, everything like that. There's a lot that I could see as answer. I love 9. I think 9 is a really cool culmination of everything that Final Fantasy was up until that point, and it was after 9 where it started pivoting more. And they did some good things from then, but 9 still feels like a peak of the one direction Final Fantasy was kind of going for a while. I finally played Tactics, and I definitely understand the hype around that one now. It is super good. It definitely has the best story of any of the Final Fantasies, right? It's the most respectable story for sure. And then 14 is just this incredible MMO with so much freaking content, so freaking cool, so neat, so interesting. A bit of a down period right now, maybe, but could bounce back at almost any time for sure. I do like 12. I don't think 12 quite hangs in top tier for a lot of people. Boy, greatest, I am a little inclined, Jeff, to say maybe Final Fantasy VI. I respect Final Fantasy VI so much. And maybe it's a little bit of, that was my first Final Fantasy. Right?
Yeah.
That's the first one I played. We rented it, and it was like we would rent it and just get to the opera scene. That's the best we could do before we had to return it. And I thought that was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in a video game by far. I'm like, what do you mean? There's just a sequence that's a musical. You could do that? It blew my mind.
Yeah, it just had so many surprises, and it just like had such confidence. Like everything they were trying to do worked, and I don't know, that intro when you're in the magical mix, it's just so immediately compelling.
So good. That soundtrack is just
baby.
Magic Tech armor and the music playing. That whole soundtrack is insane how big it is. It really is just this magnum opus soundtrack with a million different tracks. I still remember like seeing the CD for sale from Japan at EGM. It was like 4 discs of music. I'm like, I want that so freaking bad. Okay. Yeah.
It's Final Fantasy VI. Yeah.
All right then. Jeff, would you like to hear what we picked out of the hat today?
Yeah, what did we decide on Game Mess Decides?
Well, we decided the greatest Tony of all time is Tony Hawk. The greatest color of all time is orange, not gray. The greatest cable channel of all time is Cartoon Network. And the greatest Final Fantasy of all time is Final Fantasy VI.
We did great work here today, Mike. Good job. I appreciate it. Christian, you get it now?
A little bit. We need to do it again.
I love that. That was great. We definitely will do that again. The hat is permanent. Like Mike said, if you want to suggest something to go in the hat, you can we'll figure out a spot to do it on the Discord or something.
I'll make a thread, a permanent thread for people to.
All right, good. I'll jump in every once and again. Look for things. Again, mostly video games, but it's, as you clearly saw today, it does not have to be.
All right. Well, thanks to Mike. Thanks to the hat. Let's take one more break. We'll come back, talk about what we've been playing, clear up some super chats, and get on out of here. Okay. All right.
Just wrote something on this blank when I pulled out.
It can't be great, bro. What the fuck?
I just like it. I never said it was the greatest. I know where it lands.
I like because I remembered this about you. I was like, all right, that's great.
Fucking great. What the
Can't believe I picked Tony and color first.
Okay. Are we good?
What are we doing? Yeah,
We're going to come back
Yeah.
and talk about what we've been playing.
Yeah, right. A podcast. Let's go do it.
All right. Fade into black. Let me bring this up. Let's see. Okay. I am ready in 5, 4, 3. All right. We are back. It's Game Master Side. Jeff Grubb, Mike Minotti. What have you been playing, Mike Minotti?
Yeah, I guess I have been playing some 3DO stuff on emulator, which is interesting. Obviously, Virtuoso is my Black Hole game, and it is terrible and ridiculously hard, and I hate it. But since I had that set up, I did like play some games that I knew were good, also remembered, specifically the Jurassic Park game for 3DO, which is just called Jurassic Park Interactive, and it's so freaking weird. It's like, first off, it has all the people from the movie, but they recast them with what appears to be people around the office in their costumes. And like, it's funny because when they have full motion videos, it's only them from the back, but then they show you like their full faces, like photos. Like the gimmick is they're trapped on the island. You need to direct them towards the helipad. And when you tell them to move, you have to play a mini game, like drive away from the T-Rex, or, oh, you're in a 3D maze, like a first-person maze, and there's raptors, you have to avoid them. You also have to hack the computer to get control back and tell the helicopter to come. To do that, you have to play a weird assortment of old arcade games like Galaga, things like, or Asteroids, but
Okay.
Nedry, it's Nedry's computer, so they're all kind of like, he hacked them, I guess. So it's like you're shooting just JPEGs of fake Nedry's face and dinosaurs. It's insane. It also, like, the emulation did not like the drive away from a T-Rex game. I had to lower the overclock speed to 0.5, and even then, it just didn't seem like it was running too fast. Yeah. So it's weird because, like, that is one of the few games we have for 3DO. So I played that game a lot, and it's kind of insane. It's weird because there was a Sega CD Jurassic Park game, and that is somehow also a completely different thing. That is a Myst-like, actually.
Whoa, really? Oh, okay. Well, shit.
Yeah, well, we should play that.
I
Right?
would love to play that. Is there one where there's like a velociraptor kind of chasing you around or something like that? Because Steph always talks about a Jurassic Park game that scared her and her sister. Or maybe she thought it was funny. It's
It
one or
could
the
be
other.
this one. Like I said, there's parts where you're in a maze. Did
And
she
sh-
have any 3DO experience?
Yes, exactly. She's the reason I know about Cyberdillo and all this stuff. And
Yeah,
Slayer. Yes,
it
her
is 1
family had a
million percent
3DO.
this game. This is it.
Incredible.
This is it,
Okay, I'm gonna bring up your VOD and we'll watch it. So
Oh yeah,
love
you'll
that.
find it. Yep.
Okay, fantastic.
1,000,000%. This is it. Just some other weird stuff. Like I talked before, I listened to the autobiography of Sid Meier, and they talk about his 3DO exclusive game, Sid Meier's CPU Bach, which was just, he had a program that would make compositions in the style of Bach. And that's
really?
all it really,
AI
that's all
music.
it is. Yeah, back then it was basically just, what if AI makes a new Bach song? Except it's kind of interesting because you're doing it in 1995 or whatever on the 3DO,
Right.
I suppose. So I just did that, and it's just weird that it exists. Real Pinball. This is a realistic pinball game which has an insane CG intro of clip arts of characters of Asian heritage, I would say. It felt racist. I didn't feel good about it. And then, like, the pinball game is just the most bog standard, basic, simple pinball with bad physics. Like, NES pinball is more impressive
incredible.
than it on a gameplay level. But yeah, then Track and Tire presents The Need for Speed, which is in fact the original Need for Speed game. It first came out on the 3DO. It's actually really nice. It's just a racing game it almost feels a little bit more outrunny, right? Like you turn left and right, but it's not a circuit or anything like you're doing. You're just kind of going down a road. There's one guy you're racing. Maybe cops are there, and it's just kind of a fun, chill time. But yeah, they hired this guy who yells at you every time you finish a race, depending on how you did, and it's just incredible. You need to look up the montage. One time I just quit a race in the middle of it, and he was surprisingly really chill, and that freaked me out the most. He was like,
you
"Yeah,
gotta
man,
do what you
hey."
gotta do, bro.
It was even like, "Yeah, man, sometimes, yeah, that's fine, dude." And I was just like, "This energy is freaking me out right now."
Oh, it's like,
Actually.
no, that's how you know he's really pissed when he talks like that. Okay. That, I mean, God, that era of games, and like that, I mean, like that era of games on these weird CD-based systems, like it's such a treasure trove of weirdness. I love it. I'm so glad it's there. I'm so glad the 3DO exists.
Yeah, I do kind of love it. Part of me does want to get my actual 3DO working again, baby, to see what I can do.
I got that. I got that CDI like right over here. We should play something on there as well.
I mean, like the 3DO is just a good CDI, right? Like
yes,
it is
exactly.
That bad idea done much better.
Yep. And it had its failures, but yes, it still was a much more interesting system overall than the CDI, which was mostly a couple of games and then like 15 different like video game or like video golf magazines and stuff like that.
Yeah, or
so
like
weird.
make your own music video.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And like the encyclopedia. And I think they try to make movies for it. They try to make it. It's not good. It's not good.
Anything else, Mike?
That's it right now. Really, I mean, we played High Guard. We've talked about that. We beat Mystery
High
X.
Guard.
Yeah,
High Guard.
What do you
High
think?
Guard is all right. High Guard is all right. It's
all right.
a lot, but once you get like the flow of the game, it gets good. And once people like other people gets the how to play, like the back and forward between like the ramming shit in your base and having to build it up again and whatever, it is fun. The problem is like there are other games that are like more fun, I guess. I was playing with my friends, the NGP boys, and we were playing High Guard, and then like we played a couple of matches, and then we ended up playing Arc Raiders. It's like, there's a new patch of Arc Raiders. So like
that sounds about right.
That's the biggest problem of High Guard. It's like there are other more fun games to play out there.
Yeah, that sounds like that's going to be the problem for that thing. I started up Cairn today. Not Karen. Cairn. The mountain climbing game from I can't remember exactly. I know Papa Jinda is like handling the release and stuff like that. It's doing really well in reviews. This morning, I don't know if it's changed, but this morning it was like an 87.
Did anybody pick this up in like Fantasy Critic?
I don't think any of us did. Yeah, I really.
What a miss!
I know, a big miss. This is going to be one of the top scoring games of the year if it can maintain that number. And again, I haven't checked. But 87 this morning, and so I'm like, oh, I knew this was going to be good. I guess I didn't. I was hearing good things. I didn't expect it to be quite that good, and of course, it's just a number. But it's hard to get an 87 on OpenCritic. So I tried it out, and I can kind of see it. Like it's definitely baby steps, very much a me thing. This is like, oh, I can get on board with what this game is doing. So you are controlling a climber, and the climber needs to like get a good foothold and a handhold, and you hit the X button to start climbing on the wall. And then every time you hit the X button, the limb, one of the four limbs whichever one is hanging off the wall will sucker onto the wall and try to like find a place to like hold on. If that means that there is like a tiny little nub or a crack in the wall, they will probably reach in there. It's a little finicky, but you get used to it. If there's nothing there, they will sort of brace themselves on the wall, and you can kind of look at it, and maybe their arm will start shaking. You're like, oh, I won't have the stamina to last there very long if the other three limbs are not properly supporting the character. So then you hit X, and then another limb will pop off, and it's like, okay, now time to move this one. Now, you can hold down the right bumper to get a dial to like point at which limb you want to move if you want to move a different limb, but you kind of get in the flow of the game seems to understand which limb you should probably be moving next. So just go with that flow, and you can start climbing pretty quickly. And it takes a minute to learn like how forgiving are these handholds and these places, the placements of the foot. And I think it's a little bit more forgiving than you might first expect. And then you get a little bit too confident because of that, and it's like, oh, I was now just kind of holding on to four sheer cliff faces, and my character fell down, and I got really hurt and stuff like that. It is open like it's just a mountain that you're climbing. So you could go whatever path you want. You can scope out the mountain from like by looking at it. You can hit the left bumper, I think, maybe the left trigger, and you do a big zoom out. And you can see like you can look at the rock wall, and it's pretty easily to visually tell for the most part. If I go up there, I can kind of see there's a bunch of like cracks in the wall, and there's a little bit of a slant to it, kind of a friendly slant. So I will try to go that route. And all of that's like been pretty solid. And I'll say the fact that it is open and it is like one mountain that you're climbing, the sense of progression and looking back down at the base of the mountain from where you started and kind of looking up where you're going, that's a really cool feeling. And then I think there might be a bit of a story. I know there was definitely an intro. Seems like there might be more going on, but I've not encountered much of that yet in my little bit of time that I played today. But I think I'll stick with it. I hope. I haven't heard a single thing about how it runs on Steam Deck. If it runs well on there, I'll see the game through. If I have to play at the PC, it might be a little bit more difficult. But yeah, I enjoyed what I played so far.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out at some point. We did beat Myst 3 this week, and
We
I
did
really enjoy that. I liked Myst 3
I did too.
a lot. I think it's my favorite of them. Especially that Marble Island was definitely the highlight. Probably like the best section of any of these Myst games so far. And I just think Brad Dourif is such a fun.
He's fun.
He's not phoning it in whatsoever. Man, he's just going for it here in Myst 3. So had a great time with that. But yeah, all right, Jeff. I have some more super chats if you are ready for that.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
We have quite a few more here. The next one is, I believe, from Lausian. It says, Jeff, really? Fucking gray. Oh, God, YouTube's freaking out. Well, come on, YouTube. Oh.
Says at least say gunmetal.
At least say gunmetal.
I
There you
like
go.
Heather Gray. Like, you want me to say that? I guess I could say, but that's like a type of shirt.
You know, my Jeep is gray, and they call it Anvil Steel. You know, you got to learn better. You got to
but
learn
I
your
don't want to
branding.
overcompensate. I'm not ashamed
You
of
gotta.
loving gray.
You should be ashamed. Is what we're telling you.
Best friends, we're trying to tell you you should be
We're
ashamed.
trying to tell you should be ashamed.
Oh, I
Which
love
one of the 50 Shades of Grey you like?
There you go.
Yeah, the middle one.
Yeah.
Ed Sun says, fuck ice, heart from Winnipeg. Here's a heart for you too. Ed Sun, thank you. EP88 box. I'm going to just say this as white as possible to cover my tracks.
Gotcha.
Chinga la migra. Christian can translate for you.
Fuck ice.
Fantastic.
That's got a nice ring to it. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Austin Violence says, do you remember Nick Arcade? Of course you do. I'd love to spend a day and play all the games featured on the show and see how they hold up. Yeah, I loved Nick Arcade. The guy was called Mikey that they moved around. I was like, yeah, that's my name. I thought it, like, to me, the green screen stuff they're doing at the end was magic. I remember, God, the games I remember the most from it, they would play Sonic 1, I think, sometimes, and they would always play King of the Monsters, I think. I think King of the Monsters was always on there. And I was like, that looks so cool. Then we would rent it, and I'd be like, I don't get it, actually. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, I loved Nick Arcade, especially, very early video games, like, themed TV shows.
Yes.
Kind of wild.
For real, that's what I felt about it. It was like, it was just cool to see a video game on TV is what I felt at the time. They had, like, their own games, right? Like a handful of the games made specifically for the show.
They had the stuff at the end with the green screen.
There's the green screen, but I think there was like
I don't know
a middle round where there was a couple of them there. It's like, oh, they had someone like make a game, and I always wonder if those are preserved somewhere.
Interesting. Next up is from Jason Finelli. He says, who's winning the Royal Rumble, boys? I really have no idea. I am so out of it right now. And, I usually at least watch the Royal Rumble, and then this year it's the Saudi Arabia Royal Rumble, and I don't know if I'm gonna.
I was about to say MBS, but you won me over.
He might.
Yeah,
he might.
Yep.
I don't think I'm watching it. I don't know. Jason, you tell me who does the internet think is gonna win the men and women's Royal Rumble? I have no idea.
I'm in Jason's the numbers thing. I'm gonna be in there. I got a couple numbers for both the men and the women's Rumble.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I used to like have the parties. I love the Royal Rumble. It really is so much fun. Braun Breaker and Bianca Belair. Those both make sense. A good day for bees.
Yeah. Man, the BBBB.
Yeah. Oh God, if Lesnar wins, I feel so justified not watching it.
Yeah, I will walk away.
Ariel Delgado says, "Hi, fellas. I just want to shout out some Lamb of God and Guns N' Roses for their anti-ice stance.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Sure
shout out
hope
to them.
someone doesn't leak Prince of Persia remake build." Do you think that game was bad? Right? Because that's like part of it. Like, yeah, I do think that is part of the problem. Now, Ubisoft should have made sure it wasn't bad. Right?
Yeah, they
Like,
should have
that's
done the
definitely
work
thing.
and got it done. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think if like that thing leaked, I don't think people would be happy with it.
Right. And that original game, I bet, still holds up just fine.
Michael R. O'Leary says, "Friggin' gray. Come on, man."
So far,
That
no
is
one's done the dagger of what Sean says. It's like it's not a color; it's a luminance or whatever. It's
Yeah,
like,
well,
I'm not
at least we
looking
don't have
at
that.
displays all the time. Come on, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hint, Jeff.
It's tent, right? Still, that's only for displaying on like televisions and stuff. That's not how it works.
This is like when people ask you like, "Oh, what's your favorite color?" and you say like black, and they're like, "That's not a color. That's a lack of color." Some dumb shit like that. It's like all the colors. It's like, come on, bro.
Oh, hell yeah, that weird callus that formed on my pinky's finally peeling off. Thank God. That's so weird.
What?
I'm glad we're to the Marvels of Mike's body segment of the podcast. Let's go.
All right, that feels better. Philox Fortuna says, "I first learned about Pulp Fiction from a Cartoon Network commercial bumper with Droopy Dog and Shaggy. I still think about it. It's the best channel." Yeah, I remember that one. There were
My God.
in the early days of Cartoon Network, they depended a ton on Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera was
stuff.
the whole thing. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And then later on, they made Boomerang and a lot of stuff migrated there. I always thought it was a little bit sad. At that point, they had enough original content. I get it. But I always liked the weird random drops of Hanna-Barbera stuff that was on Cartoon Network.
Same. Yeah.
All the time.
I mean, that stuff served as like, I think it was like a couple of Hanna-Barbera things that served as the backbone for like their weird Adult Swim stuff, right? Then like most of those characters in Harvey Birdman.
Right, yeah, like Aqualab and yes,
C-Lab,
absolutely.
yeah, C-Lab 2021.
C-Lab, that's
yeah.
right, Aqua. C-Lab, yeah.
they just took an old...
Space Ghost was Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So yeah, that stuff ruled.
Yeah, God, vintage Cartoon Network. And then Grant NP, who's been a leaking member for 4 months, says, "Can I get a oh God, I'm sorry, trips."
Yeah, we can do that for you. No problem.
There you go. There it is. Well, there we go, Jeff. Those are all the super chats.
All right. I think that means it's time to start heading out. Let me turn up the music because I turned it down because the intro's too loud.
I kind of miss my callus.
Oh, buddy, I'm sorry. It was like a part of you.
I should have like picked up the guitar or something. Now they just randomly got one.
Steph doesn't make fun of me for
you
gray.
don't get
She loves
random-
me. I'm
what?
gonna go back to her.
No, wait, Chef. You don't get a random callus in your. It has to be a reason why you got a callus in your finger.
I probably was like, I don't know, rubbing against something at night or something, or was holding a controller funny and didn't realize it. I don't know. I thought it was weird, but
Doing what at night?
Rubbing
I
something.
don't know. I slept on it. I don't know. Maybe like you know how people like grind their teeth at night. Maybe I was like instinctively grinding my pinky against the pillow. I don't know. I don't know why it
It
happened.
was probably a
happened,
controller.
though.
It was probably a controller.
It happened. It's gone now.
Well,
It's kind.
I'm sorry you went through that, dude.
It's weird how
Where
there's
was it?
skin
Show
under the
us.
skin. Oh, you want? Yeah, there's kind of a ring of dead skin.
Oh
around
my
it.
God,
See that?
that's
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
there's the ring
huge.
Yeah, it
Was
was
it
on the
painful?
entire pinky. No, it kind of felt neat.
The dual sense hurt my hand that one time
Some-
with Astrobot.
I had calluses,
that
but
was
because I
painful.
have a real job,
Uh-huh.
so it kind of feels like that, isn't it? Like
I
having a
have
real
soft
job.
hands like a baby. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, these are not the hands of a blacksmith. That's
Yeah,
for
these
sure.
are gamer hands right there. Look at that.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't shoveling anything. I paid the neighborhood kids to shovel my
Yeah.
driveway.
You did have to count that money though when you were paying them. So
Oh, yeah,
maybe
yeah,
hurt
yeah, that's
yourself
what it
on
was.
that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just the pinky though. Just the
Big
pinky.
deal, baby.
That's weird. Yeah, it's got to be a
That's
controller.
weird.
Oh, that's my
Yeah.
guess.
It's got to. Let me look if there's any weird marks where I hold my pinky on the Xbox Series X Starfield controller. I don't see anything. It looks, it looks all good.
I'm gonna be in Minneapolis tomorrow, everybody. Going to over to the MinMax studio, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Central time, 4 p.m. Mountain time. We're gonna be doing an ice out stream. We're gonna be raising money to help people. Basically, it helps people get groceries that they're too afraid to leave their house. So we're gonna be helping people out. Let's do something. Do it together tomorrow. See you then, everybody. Bye.
Yeah. Fuck guys.
Join me for Game S Mornings.
Yeah, watch
There's
Game
still
S Mornings with Mike.
I'm doing it.
Chef, don't tell anybody about your favorite color.
Don't ever tell anyone.